Hello and welcome to today's webinar about the latest innovation of WSCAD Electrics that we will be introducing to you today. My name is Alin Dragan and I'm leading product management at WSCAD. Today I'm very excited to present to you groundbreaking functionality. But before we begin, I would like to inform you that you can ask questions in the chat at any time. Our colleagues will answer these live for you. We want you to feel comfortable during the webinar and receive all the information you need. So don't hesitate to share your questions or comments with us at any time. We are here to give you the best possible insight into our new technology. Before we dive into the details, I would like to briefly address the main theme of our new electrics version. It's lowering the floor for beginners and raising the ceiling for experts. If you followed the first webinar, this theme will sound familiar. This motto is of central importance to us. At WSCAD, we place a great focus on user-friendliness and usability. This is not just about making it easier for beginners to get started, but also about enabling experts to do their work more efficiently. Our goal is to provide both groups with a tool that will increase their productivity and simplify their daily work. In our last webinar, I already presented some highlights of the new version. Let me briefly remind you of these. First, we have the independence from Microsoft Access. With the new version of our software, you'll be free from the hurdles that Microsoft Access brought with it. The switch to the SQLite database format allows you to reliably manage your project data without the typical compatibility problems of Access. You no longer need to worry about incompatibilities with various Microsoft Office versions or other third-party products. And you can say goodbye to the constant error messages and data losses caused by Access. With the new version, we've implemented a filter function in the bill of materials with which you have full control over the contents of your generated lists. You can specifically filter by symbol data to include or exclude relevant components that meet a certain criteria. For example, you can specifically filter by symbol data such as function text, part number, or manufacturer name, and other symbol text that exist out there. This way, you can identify exactly the components that are relevant for your specific application and hide the unimportant components. In the new version, you can use cables with full functionality in the single line diagram, just like in the multipole circuit diagram. You can also use the cable manager to optimally manage your cables. With this new function, you can, for example, create complete bus topologies to better represent complex systems. The new version also makes it possible to fully integrate bus bars and bus bar adapters in the electrical engineering technology. You can now correctly represent whether the components are connected via wires or bus bars. It is also possible to assign part numbers and link them to the cabinet layout. In the new electrics version, you can automate better than in all previous versions. With the new project type Macro Template Project, the creation and management of macros is significantly simplified and automated. This project type combines the flexibility of macros with the project-specific functions of a normal project such as swapping symbols or the search and replace function. The new project type allows you to automatically create macros from projects and manage them more comfortably. And last but not least, Electrix customers with a valid subscription or maintenance contract receive a free version of the Project Wizard to generate projects faster and more comfortably with macros. These innovations alone make the new generation of Electrix the most advanced product we have ever developed. But you will hopefully still remember that we ended the last webinar with a teaser for something new. Today is all about this new innovation, which perfectly embodies the general theme of lowering the floor and raising the ceiling. It is not only super intuitive to use, but also saves experts valuable time. Let's first consider the perspective of beginners. Beginners need intuitive functions to become productive quickly. The new function we are introducing today is so intuitive that it completely redefines the definition of user-friendliness. Ever since there has been software in this world, the definition of an intuitive function has been that it is easy to find, self-explanatory, and simple to use. The challenge is that beginners still have to discover and learn many user interfaces, no matter how intuitively they are designed. Each window looks a bit different and has to be learned first. It is particularly difficult for a CAD software like us to make its functionality user-friendly and intuitive, as CAD software is used to solve complex problems, and complex problems require often complex solutions. At WSCAD, we also face this challenge, of course. We often design an intuitive feature only to then have to add even more buttons and even more options to meet the requirements of multiple industries, making the feature less intuitive, unfortunately. In past versions, we have tried to reduce the number of windows needed. With the search and click quick search, for example, we have combined the part database, the symbol library, the macro explorer, and so on, so that everything comes from one place. But the new user interface we are introducing today no longer needs to be learned by anyone. Everyone interacts with a similar interface multiple times a day, and it can be used to automate numerous commands and instructions in our software. Ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to introduce you to the WSCAD AI Copilot. This is a world premiere in the CAD industry, ushering in a completely new era. The AI Copilot is basically a chat interface. But behind this chat interface is a powerful artificial intelligence that interacts with the software for you. You simply write what you need, and the AI Copilot executes it for you. It doesn't get more intuitive and faster than this. Let's look together at how the AI Copilot works. So for everyone who is already familiar with the software, you will immediately notice that there's a new button in here on the bottom right, which is semi-transparent when you're not using it. So that means it doesn't cover any important information and it doesn't disturb you while working. If I hover over it, it becomes solid, it glows, letting you know that it's prepared to be activated. And if I click on it, the AI Copilot opens up. And like I said, this is a chat interface. You should already be familiar with, I think. And even if you use these AI tools that have been popping around in the last 2 years, I think you'll be familiar with this as well. And of course, it gives you a list of possible prompts you can give it, right, to give you an idea of what it can do. But I'll write my own prompt, and it will be basically building up on this one. And I'll ask, what is the wire cross section? Oh, I have a typo here. Cross section for copper wires at 64 amps. And let's send the request and see what we get back. And the proper cross section is recommended to be 10 millimeters square, right? And of course, you have to consider factors. It tries to be correct here, which it should, but I got the answer. This is the answer that I was looking for. And I know that I have been carrying around lists of cross sections in the past when I was still designing electrical schematics. This would have been very useful to me back then. But this answer could also be found on the internet, right? I could do that if I wanted. It's nice to have it in the software, right? Because you don't have to open anything up. You can just type away and ask. But like I said, it's a question that everyone could have found on the internet. What's more important to me is to ask a specific question to the software where there's no answer on the internet, right? Or maybe it's in the help, but yeah, let's have a look at some of the questions we can ask, and let's go for how can I turn the grid visible and invisible, and send that. So it gives a comprehensive answer. So you can do it in two ways. You can either use the menu, go to the view menu on top, and look for the option labeled grid. Aha, found it here, so the answer is correct. Or using a keyboard shortcut, you can toggle the grid by using the F7 key, which is also provided here. So this is the answer that I was looking for, right? So it can also answer specific questions to the software settings of, or particular things you can do in the software. And this is, of course, highly beneficial for new users who are not yet familiarized with all these functions and functionality. As you will see, both short and long formulations are possible. The Copilot understands what you need. Here's an example of a longer request. Which key was it again that turns the grid on and off? I learned it in the training but seem to have forgotten it. This ability of the AI Copilot to handle different formulations is particularly advantageous for beginners who may not yet be familiar with the exact terminology or specific functions of the software. While experts usually know exactly what they are looking for and how to formulate their requests precisely, beginners only have often a vague idea of what they want to achieve. The AI Copilot is designed to understand and answer such vaguely formulated questions as well. Let's take the question about the grid as an example. It's maybe not the best example for an expert, but let's go with it. An expert might directly ask for the key combination to turn the grid on and off. A beginner, on the other hand, might ask, how can I show and hide these guidelines on the screen? The AI Copilot understands both formulations and provides the desired information. This flexibility in formulation allows beginners to use the software intuitively without having to first acquire an extensive technical vocabulary. They can ask their questions in their own words, and still receive precise answers and assistance. This not only enhances usability, but also significantly flattens the learning curve to productivity of new users. Explaining the software functionality is just one of many capabilities of the Copilot. We have carefully analyzed where artificial intelligence, in its current stage of development, can offer the greatest added value for you. In doing so, we have identified 4 main categories in which AI will be particularly useful. As I mentioned before, AI is excellent for explaining software functions. In addition, AI can provide comprehensive information on both your specific projects and general technical questions. This technology can also be used for troubleshooting and analysis of your projects. And the most important category, it supports you in working more efficiently and easily by executing complex commands in the software for you. I would now like to demonstrate this last category to you next. Especially the advanced users among you will certainly be pleased to be able to execute complex commands that often need to be repeated and generally routine tasks with a single sentence instead of many clicks. Let's look at some examples. What I'll do now is try more advanced stuff, not only asking questions and having it answer me. And this looks promising, but I want to push it a bit more. So I'm gonna change the formulation and I'll say generate the bomb. And also do the cable list and the cover sheet. And while you are at it, please generate the terminal chart. Why not? Terminal chart. And let's say please again, just to be nice to these assistants. And look what happens. Blink and you'll miss it. Bill of materials done. Cable list done. Cover sheet done. Terminal chart done. Right? Everything was done in a matter of seconds. Think what I would have needed to do all these things. I would have had to go here, right click, generate, do whatever, or from the reports, select and deselect the ones I don't need, and then wait for it to load, wait for the cursor to spin and whatever. It would have taken me at least 1 minute, right? But now, with this AI Copilot, I just write what I need and it does it for me in a matter of seconds. This is how strong this is. This is how powerful this is. Now let me close this because we have a lot of ground to cover. So let me do something else. What do I need? I'll ask for it to give me a wire attribute with the properties, I guess. Potential L1. I was too fast and clicked. Okay, let's try it again. Give me a wire attribute with the properties. Potential L1, color black, and cross section, let's do 4. And now watch the cursor. Bam! Done. Let's have a look at it. So potential L1, wire black, and the cross section of 4. Nice. Nice. I shouldn't have pressed enter here, but it doesn't matter. Now, let's see something interesting here. I'm going to build upon the previous prompt. And I'll say, instead of L1, I now need L2, please. And now watch the cursor. Done. And have a look inside. It's L2, just like we asked it. And I'm gonna push it. Now, let's see if it works. If it's not, then it's my fault. Now do L3. Enter. Let's see what happens. Bam! It gave me, hopefully, yes, L3. And that's it. See how powerful this is, especially when you build upon the previous prompts and you're doing a workflow and working in this way. This is extremely exciting. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to demonstrate a complete workflow. So you've seen me doing this. Let's do something more interesting. And now I'm going to open this test project, add a few schematic pages. Let's do 4. Create a new topic. And now let's start doing more interesting stuff. And let's say place, oh no, not please. I'm used to writing please so often. I'm writing it instead of place the macros in feed. Let's do service socket, also N distribution and PE distribution, right? 4 macros. 1, 2, 3, enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, done. That's my page. That's my page. The in feed, the service socket, the PE distribution terminals, and the N distribution terminals. Easy as that, right? Let's move on to the next page. And here I want to place my ventilation. I don't have a macro for it, unfortunately. Or let's assume that I don't have. But I do know the part number, and I know that I used it before somewhere. So what I can do to just copy it from wherever I placed it is ask Copilot, where did I use the ventilator 3239100? And enter. And it found this part number in two projects, right? And what I want to do is now I want to copy the schematics. And to copy the schematics, I want to open the project. So let's say open the first one, please. Enter. It's here. Have a look at it. Done. Opened. It opened the project for me. This is really cool, right? So what I can do now is to go to the Material Explorer to find it and say 3239100. Click on this. It found it here. Jump to it. There it is. That's our ventilator. And now let's copy this page. Move back to the test project on page 2 and paste it. And done. Right? Easy as that. Well, one thing here. I hope you already know that we are not fans of copying and pasting from older projects, because what happens is you also copy errors with you, right? Or when you're putting the copied part in your project, it might come to some conflicts or some incompatibilities. So you always have to make sure to check for those errors. Now what I can do is ask Copilot, do I have any errors in this project? Please check it. Let's do the smiley. Yes, let's be nice. Oh, I do have a list of errors that I have in this project. So yeah, remember not to copy paste. So some open connections, some quality without context, whatever. I'm not going to fix them now, but you get the idea. Now you can also check for errors with Copilot, which is extremely nice. Let's do one more thing. Let's say I need some macros. Let's say that place, please place the macros, let's say motor DOL, and what do we have? 3 pole potentials. Enter. Bam, bam, done, right? Simple. And let's do something that you saw before. Give me a wire attribute, but now let's make it a bit difficult for him. Let's not say which is the potential, which is the color, and which is the cross section. Only say L1 black and 2.5. So I hope this works. I'm pushing the limit. Let's see. L1 black, 2.5. Okay, now I'm very curious to see. At least it did something. L1 has potential, black as a color code, and 2.5 as cross section. Perfect, exactly what I wanted to do. So you see me pushing the limits all the time, and it just keeps up. Love to see it. Okay, I'm done with this now. I think I want to generate the bomb again. You'll see where I'm going with this. You already know that it's fast. It does it in an instance, but it generated the bomb as an internal file, as a report in the project. And hey, I actually wanted an Excel file. Let's see what it does now. One, two, three. That's my Excel file. Now think about what you would have had to do to generate this. You would have to go into the bill of materials, have it configured, go to the drop down, do this and that, and whatever. Now just type, and it will do it for you. And actually, I'm still not satisfied, because these are not the properties that I wanted actually. Okay, sorry. I actually want the Excel file to include the following placeholders or properties. Part number, manufacturer, and let's do function text. Enter, and now let's wait for it. Function text, part number, and manufacturer, just as we wanted for it to do. Again, these are complicated things that you have to dig deep in the software to get them out. Now, with just a sentence, you can just ask for what you want, and it's done. It's there, right? One more thing before we go. One more thing. I'm not finished with this project yet. Now, let's do place the macros. You already see in this CPU, PLC potentials, right? Okay, these are the macros, but watch here. And give me a wire attribute with, let's do what? Potential 24 volts DC, cross section 0.75, and yeah, let's leave it at that. And also we want to generate the cover sheet. Now, a lot of things going on here, but I'm throwing everything at it, and let's see what it's doing. Bam! The CPU and the potentials are there. The cover sheet is generated, and the wire attribute is here. I just have to place it on the right page. 3 things with just one prompt. 3 things with just one prompt. This changes how we think about software, and in particular about electrical CAD software. And I'm really excited to go on this journey with you. What we are presenting to you today is just the beginning of an exciting development. The AI Copilot will be continuously improved and expanded and optimized in upcoming versions to provide you with even more comprehensive support in operating the software. Our development teams are already working hard on a variety of innovative features that will be integrated in future updates. Your experience and suggestions play a crucial role in this. We are extremely excited to learn from you in which areas you would find the AI Copilot particularly beneficial. Your active use and valuable feedback are the key to continuously improving and adapting the Copilot to your individual needs. A significant advantage of the AI Copilot lies in accelerating the development process of new functionalities. Since no elaborate user interfaces need to be designed and implemented, we can integrate innovative features into the software much faster. The Copilot only needs to be familiarized with the underlying logic of the feature that we want to implement, which allows us to respond more flexibly and in a more agile way to your requirements. An important aspect that we would like to mention is data protection. We place the utmost importance on keeping your data safe and protected. No project data is transmitted to us or to third parties. What we receive to improve the system are merely the interactions between you and the Copilot. You will have the possibility to rate the Copilot's responses with a thumbs up or thumbs down. The anonymized feedback is transmitted to us to continuously improve the Copilot and adapt it to your needs. Your privacy and the protection of your sensitive project data are our highest priority. We are extraordinarily enthusiastic about embarking on this groundbreaking journey into the new era of artificial intelligence together with you. The WSCAD AI Copilot represents a significant milestone in the evolution of electrical CAD solutions and is available to all electric customers with a valid rental or maintenance contract at no additional cost. With this, we come to the end of our webinar today. I would like to sincerely thank you for your attention and interest. Please don't hesitate to contact us if you have questions about the topics presented or need further information. Our team of experts is at your disposal, whether it's about using the AI Copilot or other features of the new Electrics version, or general questions about our software. We greatly appreciate your feedback and look forward to a lively exchange with you. Thank you for your participation, and I wish you a great day. Bye bye.